Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Mixed Mower. Got my Riley boy here today. What did you have today?
Today I got Mummy ordered a 9 egg.
A Nicky egg.
Yeah.
Mrs. P ordered me a present for Christmas.
Mummy.
Yeah, Mummy did, yeah. And she package turned up, he opened it up and it was one of his Christmas presents. So you've had that early. How big was the egg?
About
About that big?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nana told me.
That's one Christmas present down the old drain.
Nana told me.
Nana called you as well, yeah, that's cool. So welcome to Mixed Mowers. Today we're going to be working on, bloke just come in. I think I work on his equipment for his brother, who's a professional lawn care guy.
What's your name?
His name was, I can't remember. Andy's his brother's name, I can't remember his name. But he's brought in a Toro recycler in, has a bit of an intermittent fault. It does sound like fuel. Every now and again it just cuts out after running for about a minute or 30 seconds. Then it'll run fine for about an hour and then all of a sudden it'll cut out again. So it's a bit of an intermittent fault with chasing. He did say that in the fuel tank he noticed some white specks in the fuel tank, so that could be it. So I think we'll start with carburetor clean on this first off. He has got some other machines which he'd now like me to service as well now that he's found me. So I've got another commercial contract coming in as well, which would be absolutely fantastic. Got some two-stroke stuff and some other mowers and bits and pieces to come in, so that'd be good. So we'll go outside, have a look at this little Toro recycler, fire it up, see what it does. It may run absolutely A1, but it's not running A1 for this commercial guy at the moment. Oh, you're putting your hand out, you're not at school.
Your mummy? Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
Dad, say what a you Jimmy in a shy.
A new what?
90 Jimmys.
New Nicky Jammies?
90 Jimmys.
Jammies?
For Christmas.
For Christmas, right, okay. Well, shall we get through Halloween first, and then we'll do Christmas afterwards, shall we? Yeah, let's do Halloween first.
And
we're only in September.
We have me shop.
Yeah, we're going to Halloween shop when it's open. It's not open yet. So anyway, before we start waffling about Halloween, which is about 2 months away, we'll get on and get on with this video. If this is your first time been watching Mixed Mowers, hit the subscribe button, whack the old bell. That way you'll be told one, I've done a video, or two, I'm on a Saturday night weekly live stream, which starts at 6:30 PM UK time. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and let's check out this Toro recycler with an intermittent fault where it keeps cutting out.
Ooh, booty.
Right, so Toro recycler, let's have a quick look at it. Toro recycler, 21 inch. It's got this 675 EX series engine on it, quantum engine. I don't know if the drive works or not. The drive doesn't seem to be working, but it's not in for that. It's just in for a standard fault where the carburetor, I think, may be at fault. Just keeps on sort of cutting out. He did say the fuel had some white dots in there. Not quite sure. We'll inspect that a bit later on. It looks to be in good condition. Well used, but we'll have a look at it. So let's put you back on the old tripod. Let's put you down into there. We can't see the lawnmower with your head right in the way, Riley boy. Come on. Where's my clamp? So it should be. Oh, is it auto choke?
Daddy.
Yeah. I'll pull it. Mine totos.
Daddy.
So I've got dead man. Let's pull it up. See what happens. It might just cut out again. Let's see. So that's what it's doing. Hunting, it could be a hunt and surge. And cuts out. It could be air filter. So the first thing I'm going to do before I do anything is take the air filter out. Check condition of air filter. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Only because, let me grab a screwdriver, only because if it's, he's probably out there waffling to you now, I can see him chatting away to you guys. Commercial guys are pretty much renowned for not looking after their kit. So I just want to check, just to rule out air filter. Because if the air filter is absolutely bunged, then there's no way it's going to be doing anything. And the air filter's not too bad. It does need renewing, but it's not as bad as what visions I had in my head. So I think what we do is we get up on a bench and we go for a carburetor clean, fuel tank, check out all of that. It could be automatic choke. So it's an intermittent fault. They're the hardest ones to chase. Let's get up on the bench, have a quick little look, see what the carburetor looks like, and then we can be able to diagnose it from there. Will you stop pulling faces? Okay, so I've taken the air filter cover off. That's the first thing I've done. Let's have a quick little look at it. Air filter is, it's not shocking. You know, it's not brand new, but it's just a well-used one. I want to take this fuel out. So to do that, I want to just remove the bolts off of here. It's just so I can disconnect the fuel line, because I need to take the fuel out, number one, so I can just see what sort of quality of fuel he's got in his machine. So I've got two of them to remove. It should be three, but they've changed the model slightly, so we only get two now. That's it. Let's remove that, and we're going to remove the airbox cover. I'm going to get my magnet tray in so we don't lose no bits and bobs. Bit of space. Let's put that down there. Good. So yeah, I'll remove the fuel line first. That'll be the first port of call. And then once we remove the fuel line, we can take a sample of what his fuel actually looks like. You said there were some white bits in there. So let me just pop that fuel line off. I'll get my big jug, and that will give us some idea of fuel quality. Pop that in there like so. Yep, like that. I'm going to have a little look, see what's going on with the fuel. Let's undo that fuel cap as well. That'll give me a bit more ventilation going on. So he said he's noticed some white bits in the tank. But to be fair, that fuel don't look too bad at all. I think that's good. I don't know what the white bits are he spotted. I'm not seeing anything yet, but we might know more as when we get down to the bottom side of a tank. So next one I'm going to do, I'm going to remove a cover off the top. Once all this fuel's been drained out, I'm going to give the tank an inspection, but I'm suspecting it's one of two things. It's either going to be carburetor or plug. It could be that the plug is failing. So I should go plug next as well. Might have to re-gap the coil. All that sort of good stuff. He does say he does work on his own machines as well, which is nice to see. But I suspect he works on his own machines once they've failed, rather than routine maintenance. But one way or the other, we'll figure it out. So let me get this fuel drained out, and then we'll take the cover off. We'll have the plug out, all that sort of good stuff, and I'll come back to you in 2 ticks. Right, fuel's all out, and the fuel actually, to be fair, looks really, really good. I'm not concerned about the fuel quality at all, which is a shame. Just watch me old CCTV. I've got a bloke coming up in a minute who wants me to look at his mower, so I might have to dart out in a minute and have a little look at his mower for him in between doing a video. Just want to check quality of plug. It could just be the spark plug starting to break down. These commercial guys, they do a lot of hours on their machines, and the standard plugs just don't last nowhere near as long as they do on a home user piece of equipment. That's a tad warm. Okay, so the plug, despite the fact it's used, is running absolutely as it should do. Nice and greyish in colour, no carbon, nothing. So that plug I would say is fine. However, I'm going to put this plug back in, okay, and then once I clean the carburettor, if the fault persists, I will then change the plug. But I don't want to change it yet because that doesn't diagnose the fault for me. So that can go back in there, and we're happy with that. So next, to remove the plug, the carb itself, I want to take the top cover off just for ease of access, just for you guys so you can see a bit more. And then we remove the carburetor off the top. So let me undo this this cover. 2 Phillips, 1, 2. That cover lifts off. Bish bash bosh, and away we go. Right, the mate has just turned up with his lawnmower with no compression on it. There's no spark plug in it. We'll come back to that another day. I think he wants it done before Sunday if he can get it. So we'll see how we get on with this one first. I don't make no promises because I'm busy, but that's what it is. So 10mm 3/8 in there, and a sneak of 10mm in there. Take M2 out. So to me, at the moment, it's reading. You know, it's sort of saying carburettor. That's what it's telling me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think is up with it before I get to the end of the video. I want to take that off as well, which would be my 1/4 inch. I need to have a tidy up in my on my toolbox. At the moment, I've just got stuff everywhere. Bruce would not be happy with me if he came. If Bruce walked in the shed now, he'd go absolutely nuts. He'd say, "Mick, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. Trying to play lawnmowers. What are you doing?" But he would not be happy with me. I've just got tools absolutely everywhere. But you know, it's a way I've always worked. You know, I'm a bit of a messy tyke when it comes to machinery. That too big or that too small? What's going on there? That's too small. So I want a 1/4 inch. Let's try that one there then. That's better. Lift that off, and that can then stay in place then, see? Drop and tip the carburetor around off of its post. There's a carby. Over to the bench, quick look inside here, and we'll see what we get. But I'm suspecting this is going to be quite clean in here, is what I'm guessing. But hopefully there'll be some dirt in here. If there's dirt in here, then we're sort of on a bit of a win, and we know where we're going. So over the bench, quick little look. Right, got the old Versatray out. Now my Versatray is not buckled; it's just been sat on the floor up against something else. So they do that. If you don't land completely flat, then they just have that appearance. But over time, it just settled back down again. So someone said to me the other day, "Is it buckled? It's bowing?" No, it's not. It's just where it's just flung it on the floor and. It's been sat up against something, so that's all it is. Nothing to worry about. So a quick little clean off on the carburetor tray, just so we know what we're dealing with. I've got you guys zoomed in, hopefully you can see, but you're far enough away so I can continue working. We're going to just crack that little tiny bowl open, tip the carby on its side, because anything that's in here, we want to be able to see it to believe it. So very, very gently remove the bowl. There is just a couple of bits of bits and bobs in there. Very, very small amount, okay? Very small amount. Just some sediment right in the very, very bottom of that bowl. Can you see that? So the carb itself is actually pretty clean, but it's not to say it hasn't picked up some dirt from elsewhere. Generally, the main problem with these is the main jets. He said it wasn't hunting and surging, but it's just cutting out. So it could be a coil, you know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give that a quick little clean. And do I dare risk putting it... Ah, there's a bit of something just come out of there then. Let's clear that away. Do I dare drill it? That wasn't running as well as it was. I think the main jet was slightly trapped. So I'm going to get my files, biggest file possible to man, and we're going to put that straight through the hole on the bottom of this main jet, just to give it a bit more flow, a bit more ebb and flow. That one there. Get rid of all these little brothers. That's it. Just going to open that up, just a touch, just clean the walls up. That's all I'm doing. And then I want to put one down to there. I don't think it needs drilling, but I do think there was something in there. Yeah, that's running quite nice. I'm not gonna bother mucking with that. So I wasn't going for an ultrasonic clean based upon his readings, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for a manual clean, because the carb itself does not look to be in wicked condition. Ah, there's a bit of dirt in there. I can see that. You can see all this sediment coming out of here. See it all down the bottom. Got stuff coming out down through here. Let me put a light on for you guys, just to try and improve it a bit for you. See if that helps. Does that help? I've got a nice light here I'm not using. Now I'm using GT85, which is similar to WD-40, only because somebody bought me a load. Because you all know I don't use a lot of carb cleaner, Bruce. Now there's no mixer jet. This is an auto carb. There's no fuel mixer jet on here. You can go in here. That seems to be doing its job. So all of that stuff there is what's come off of either inside the carby or off of on top of carb. But actually on top of carb doesn't look too bad. So there was a bit of dirt in there, but it's not shocking. I've seen a darn sight worse. In fact, some of Conqueror's carburetors that he's cleaned afterwards looks worse than this. Poor old Conqueror. Let's put a needle and float back in. A quick little carby clean there could be. Could get this man back on my go. Now, let me put it all back together. And we'll test it again. Obviously, we're chasing an intermittent fault here. This is a problem. And like I said to the bloke, I could do a carburetor clean on it, you know, change the plug. It run fine for 2 hours, you know, on test. And then you take it home, and the next day it cuts out first thing. That does happen. And doing what I do, you should never feel bad about that. You can only do what you can do. I'll clean around the bowl seal, make sure we get a good seal. And don't introduce any more dirt into that carby, like I nearly have there. There's a hole down in there I didn't do. That's it. So we're happy with that. We get our bowl seal. Stick him back on. We get our bowl, which is clean. Let's get a bit of kitchen rag on there. My fingers are just as dirty as the carburetor was. Good. Go down there, soak all that stuff up. Sink him back onto there, nice and tight. That's a good fit. Get our main jet. And I'll just nick that up with an impact, but I'm just going to kiss it down. I'm not going to actually impact it. So on to number 1 setting. I'm just literally going to kiss that down, and I'll tighten that up with a little by hand with a 1/2 inch socket when I get back to the mower. So that's it all done. It wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. I did think it was going to be a lot worse than that, but hey ho, it's what it is. So back over to the old mower. We'll refit it, and then we'll go from there. Right. Carburetor's now back on the bench. We're now going to refit the carby, which is going to go that way around, Mick. Onto there. That little tiny bit all goes up onto there. Move that fuel line out of the way. That sits onto there. That all goes onto there. Just start that up nice and gently, because that's all got to sit into there. There it goes. So the choke's on because the machine is cold and it's free to move. So that should be okay. Hopefully I haven't pulled it out the other side. We shall see in a bit. I want my 2 10mm. 2 10s. 10mm socket. It's slowly going to run them in. I did tighten up the bowl. I did that. Run that one in first, and then just sneak that one in. Just impact it a touch, and then that one. That's all good. So that's all moving as it should do. We're happy with that. So now what I want to do is just have a quick inspection inside this fuel tank. Now someone said the other week you shouldn't be putting an LED torch into a fuel tank, Mick. It's dangerous. Okay. So what do you want me to put in there then? A match? You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. When you're in the game, you gotta do what you gotta do, people. Now I know that Henry from Mowers and Blowers, he put a naked flame in his. You know, but when you're doing what we do, you have to have an inspection torch. Now I've got some other little tiny LED torches as well, some smaller ones which I can just have a little flash, quick little look in there. But you know, we need to inspect these things. It ain't my first rodeo, people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It ain't my first rodeo. You know, I wouldn't put a standard torch in there, but at the same time, you can't teach stupid. You know, if I do stuff, you don't have to copy me. I'm just looking. I'm just peeking. Now he said he saw some white dots in there. No, I'm not convinced. No, I'm not convinced. And that's okay. And based upon what we found in the carburettor, tells me he might have inherited some dust and stuff coming in anyway. So we're now going to fit the fuel pipe back on, like so, and we're now going to remove up the fuel clamp, because the fuel clamp wasn't on either, which is now is. We're going to run the fuel back in again, and here's his fuel just there. As you can see, it's really good quality fuel, nice colour, no water. I'm going to put it all in. I could just put a bit, it might have come back off yet. It's built a bit, but that's all right, that happens. Fuel cap back on, like so. Bit of grass there, see? Right, that's all on. We're happy with that. So, we'll put the box back on. Crankcase breather pipe's got to go on as well. And we've got 2 little tiny 8mm to go on also. Let's get rid of that quarter. I want an 8mm, which I think is that one, I think, off the top of my head. I think that's the 8. Yeah, that's the 8. Impact. Yeah, it amazes me how many people say, "Oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do it." You know, if we couldn't do this and we didn't do that, we'd never get anything done. You know. I know you don't think about my safety, guys, but some of you, you just have to a little bit of common sense. You know, common sense. I need to have a look. Need to have a look to investigate it. If not, just go and buy a new lawnmower. Huh? You know what I mean? A bit of common sense. That's all I ask. So we're going to put the original air filter back on, just because I don't want to change too much. If you change too much, you're never going to diagnose. So you put a new air filter on, new spark plug in, clean the carburetor, this, that and the other. You don't know what the fault is. If the fault still persists, then start to change some other bits and pieces. Otherwise, you just renew the whole lot. Then when the bloke comes out, what's wrong with it? You go, well, put this in, put that in, put that in. Well, did it need all that then? Well, you can say yes and just lie, but, you know, you need to diagnose the actual fault, and it's always nice to know what the fault is. Otherwise, you just end up just repairing stuff and charging people for what we don't need. So this total job so far has only taken 20 minutes of my time. Something like that. It ain't taking long. It's not like it's a massive job. So we'll screw that down. We're happy with that. Just want to double check my spark plug is in and up tight, which it is. We'll put the HT lead back on. Bosch, just check conditioner HT lead. Yeah, that's good. That's on tight, yeah. Now, if it persists, I may come back and check the head bolts as well, because these Quantums, they do have a tendency for head bolts loosening off as well. So it could be that, could be sucking a bit of air in also, but you know, it's what it is. So let's take it outside, have a little look now, because the carburetor has been cleaned. There was a bit of dirt in there, nothing too hideous. Maybe that was just what it was, but let's take it outside, give it a run and see what happens. Right, where's my clamp? Got my clamp. I just had a parcel turn up actually, and I got myself a Mend It Man t-shirt. Well, happy. It is a bit big. It is one size bigger than what I normally have, but shrinkage value will be a bit. By the time Mrs. P and Nana get hold of it, it'll shrink up. So cheers, Mend It Man. Nice Mend It Man t-shirt. Well happy with that. I've got a little love letter from him as well. I'll say that in a bit. Right, done nothing with it. Let's fire it up, see what happens. And then what I may do, I may come back in 2 or 3 minutes once it's been running and see what happens. But we're chasing an intermittent fault, remember, so not the easiest thing to do. So, nothing as yet, but again, it's an intermittent fault. So all I can do, these are one of the hardest faults to diagnose, because you don't want it to fail, but at the same time, you just wish it would. That way, you can move on to something else, you know, and move on to another part of the full process. So this machine will now have to go forward and have a full test. It's got a full tank of juice, so I should give it a full test, let it run near enough a full tank out, let it cool right down again, and then start back up again. Hi, Ryder Boy, look!
Where's that?
I got it from Mend It Man. Mend It Man t-shirt for Daddy. Is that nice?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Is it one?
Well, it is running, but because it's an intermittent fault, which means it doesn't do it all the time, it's very hard to diagnose it.
Dirty?
It's a bit dirty, yeah.
What's your name?
Toro.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's so cute, yeah. So, full test, and then we'll see how we get on. I think we have fixed it, but until I do a full test on it, I won't know, and I will update you a bit later on as to how we get on. I'll just let it tick over for about 45 minutes on its own. I'm going to contact the owner and just see what it was doing, when it was doing it, if he can pick a time, if it was hot, if it was cold, next day, first thing, whatever, and then we'll go from there. But hopefully we might have fixed this little lawnmower fault for this commercial guy who needs it back first thing Monday morning. So hopefully we can get it running for him and go from there.
Nana, reach on me.
Nana FaceTime, yeah? Fantastic. So as you can hear in the background, that machine is now revving its head off. It's running quite quick, but commercial guys do like that when they run quite fast, so it gets the job done. That machine will now go forward and just have a full test, which is the best I can do. I can't do any more than that. I'll get that spark plug nice and hot, get it off a choke, get the machine as hot as I possibly can, and then we can then move forward. If it does start mucking about, moving forward to possibly other faults, i.e. electrical, coil, spark plug, kill switch, things like that. I've got a sneak suspicion, I'm 90% certain we've actually fixed it. That's what I think we've done. I did see a little bit of speck come out of the main jet when I pushed it down for the main hole, so hopefully we have fixed it. It's running A1 at the moment. Anyway, check me out. It is a bit big, but I am a bit of a big lad, so I'm very happy with it.
What is that?
It says Mend It Man. By the time Nana actually gets her hands on it, I'm just moving the old microphone a touch because it's right in the way. By the time Nana gets hold of it,
what is that?
it will have a bit of shrinkage value. Mend It Man, yeah. Mend It Man's wife, Laura. Oh, that just stopped. Let's have a quick look. It just stopped. Let's have a quick look, but I think I know what it was. I think the handle come off. Let's have a quick little look, guys. This is live. I think, yeah, oh, that's all it was. The bail brake literally just come off. Look, see that? See that? One toes. That's all it was. It didn't actually stop. It was actually the bail brake come undone. Let's try that. Oh, better. Oh, and again. Right. So what we're going to do is, because you told the guys there, good lad. Hang on, mate. What we're going to do is we're going to put a bit of electrical tape around there. I mean, it's good to stop and start it anyway. But I don't like doing that in case there's a fault, you know, especially with Riley Boy in the garden as well. I don't like tying stuff down because it won't turn itself off. Right, come on, mate. Right, let's go back in here then. I thought maybe we didn't fix it then, Riley Boy, but it was literally just my grip will come off. That's all it was. Right, sit down there. So as I was saying, Mend It Man's wife Laura, she, I think Luke got her a present for Christmas. I think a t-shirt sticker making machine. So she's now making her own t-shirts, which is cool. And he sent me a little love letter to say, "Hi Mick, just a little gift for you. It is one size bigger than what you said, but hope you can make use of it." Smiley face, happy face emoji.
Dad, guess what?
What?
Dad, my mummy is Jimmy. Now you can, now you call me, reach at me.
Right, so Nana FaceTimed it, and you got a new egg for today, which should have been for Christmas. Stop picking. So that's cool. So that lawnmower, I think we have fixed it. I think it's done. It's going to have a full test now. Just be put on the side of a garden. I might even cut my grass with it. That way, give it a full test. Intermittent faults are difficult to do. What would you do if this is your lawnmower you were fixing for somebody and you had an intermittent fault? How would you go around making sure that the fault had gone? Put it in the comment section, let me know what you would do and how you would trace it and how you would sort of try and get over and repair it and certify that that is a fault is now gone. Because this has got to go back now. As soon as it goes back, it'll be put to work every day until the season's over. So how would you do it? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoy this sort of video, Mixed Motors, give us a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the old channel and whack the old bell.
Ding!
That way you'll be told one time a video or two on my Saturday night weekly live stream, which starts at 6:30 PM UK time. I look forward to the next episode of Mixed Motors very, very soon. But until then, people, don't forget, much more importantly, take it easy.